The regions in Asia and the Pacific remain dynamic, despite the somber backdrop of what looks to be shaping up as a challenging year for the world economy. Asia's domestic demand has so far remained strong despite the monetary tightening, while the external appetite for technology products and other exports is weakening. The International Monetary Fund projects the region will contribute more than 70% of global growth this year, as its expansion accelerates to 4.6% from 3.8% last year. Accordingly, Southeast Asia will be the growth leader by 2023. Based on IMF World Economic Outlook database, the Philippines will be the growth leader among the emerging economies in Asia and the Pacific, beating India and China, which is expected to expand by 6%, compared to 5.9% and 5.2% to the later. Meanwhile, among the other major economies in Southeast Asia, Vietnam is expected to grow by 5.8%, Indonesia by 5%, Malaysia by 4.5%, Thailand by 3.4%, and Singapore by 1.5%. Furthermore, based on the latest available data from the top 40 global economies that have released their first quarter 2023 real GDP growth, the Philippines grew the fastest among developed and major emerging economies in the world. It was followed by India, expanding by 6.1%, Malaysia growing by 5.6%, Indonesia at 5% and China at 4.5%. Among the minor economies in the region, the expected growth is headed by Cambodia growing by 5.8%, followed by Laos PDR at 4%, Brunei Darussalam at 3.3%, Myanmar at 2.6%, and East Timor at 2.2%. In comparison with the Asian Development Outlook, the growth of the region is still headed by Vietnam and the Philippines, which are expected to expand by 6.5% and 6%, above the 4.8% average forecasted growth in emerging and developing Asia. Malaysia is expected to grow by 4.9%, followed by Indonesia at 4.8%, Thailand at 3.3%, and Singapore at 2%. In other minor economies, Cambodia will grow by 5.5%, Laos PDR by 4%, East Timor by 3.1%, Myanmar by 2.8%, and Brunei by 2.5%. Based on April 2023 forecast of the World Bank, it's still Vietnam and the Philippines are the growth leader in the region, expected to expand by 6.3% and 5.6% respectively. Indonesia at 4.9%, Malaysia at 4.3%, and Thailand at 3.6%. Among the minor economies in the region, Cambodia will expand by 5.2%, Laos PDR by 3.9%, Myanmar by 3%, and East Timor by 3%. The Organization for Economic Cooperative Development (OECD) 2023 Economic Outlook also confirmed that the growth in emerging Asia has shown resilience in the face of global uncertainty. Vietnam and the Philippines, as forecasted, will be the growth engines in the region, growing by 6.4% and 5.7%, followed by Indonesia at 4.7%, Malaysia at 4%, Thailand at 3.8%, and Singapore at 3.6%. In other minor economies in the region, Cambodia will grow by 5.4%, Laos PDR by 3.5%, Brunei by 3.2%, and Myanmar by 2%. The average GDP growth rate for emerging Asian countries is expected to increase to 5.3% in 2023 and 5.4% in 2024. ASEAN's average real GDP growth is forecast to reach 4.6% in 2023 and 4.8% in 2024, weaker than in 2022, but showing resilience, based on the projection framework of the OECD Development Center. Here are the gross domestic product or GDP, and other economic data in each country in ASEAN, based on the 2023 World Economic Outlook issued by International Monetary Fund.